What's going on, y'all? It's Flight Sports TV, man. Got another hot topic on the table for the people. Today we're going to touch on Lonzo Ball and why a trade is imminent, possibly to the New York Knicks. A deal is in works, in the framework, and the trigger could possibly be pulled at any given moment. I like our chances, and I want you to know. I'm gonna give you the packages that's on the table, and I want you to tell me how you feeling about this. Before we get into that, I want y'all to definitely hit that like button. Most definitely hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all the people, everybody that's been rocking with me. Shout out to Ball Facts. Y'all subscribe to that channel. He good peoples. He showed a lot of love. For upstart, channels, on the rise. So shout out to Ball Facts that's showing love and support. I appreciate you. Um, Definitely donate to this channel. The link will be in the description box below this video. Also in the comment section. Most definitely support the merchandise store at pexoticshop.com. We got bomber jackets and sweatsuits, 4 different colorways. All right. Um, and don't forget about the $50 giveaway on the 50 subscribers. Let's get this money out before Christmas. We're doing a $100 100 subscribe giveaway too, so it's up to the people. Let's get it done. So let's get into it, man. Lonzo Ball, man. Obviously, like I said, things ain't working out. In New Orleans, it seems like they would obviously want a better piece to their team. A better point guard that basically does more of what these guys want, and it seems like they don't have any point guard on the roster that does what they want, including Drew Holiday, who's pretty much a combo guard, and he's not getting the job done. So you let me know how y'all feeling. It seems like Lonzo's being the blame for what's going on in New Orleans when that team has a lot of issues in itself. It seems like Lonzo's the scapegoat here. Not David Griffin for assembling such a crazy team. The free agents that they got. Especially combined with some of the young guys. You draft Jackson Hayes, but you go get the big guy from Utah. So it's just it's Derek Favors. So it's a lot of, and that's just one instance. It's way more. But just keeping the focus on Lonzo, who was brought in to be the point guard of the future. It seems like they basically are just screwing him. He went from a guy who played well, confident throughout, even this season, had great games, and it seems like the coaching staff has really tried to taint and alter him, change up his play style and things like that. It seems like they don't want a pure point guard. They're more looking for a 3-and-D guy. That's what it seems like they would rather have than an actual facilitating point guard who gets guys involved and controls the whole offense and the team. But so it seems like the New York Knicks are on the prowlers for a point guard. They need a point guard more than any team in the NBA. And just looking, as you can see, a devalued player in New Orleans. They clearly could benefit off some of the talent that we have here with the New York Knicks. So a trade proposal that was on the table that I got a report from, inside report, like I told you. The deal is for Lonzo Ball, for Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., and Marcus Morris, and with a possible second round pick for Lonzo Ball, and I believe Etuan Moore as well, will be in the deal. So that will reunite Lonzo Ball with Julius Randle from the Lakers, and he would obviously right off the bat have more players. He'll be the point guard of the future. Nobody battling for the rock. It would just be him. I believe they have Alfred Payton on that roster. They have a couple of guys, but nobody to the point that should take Lonzo Ball. He would have the rack in his hands with not too much looking over his shoulder. and pretty much put in a position to run the offense, something that he hasn't had at all. And I believe Lonzo just needs a shot with the rock 24/7, and that's the only way he's going to prove all the doubt is wrong. It's kind of hard for him to do that when you have 4 or 5 different designated ball handlers at any given moment to take the rock out of the best one of the top 5, arguably top 3 passes in the basketball today. So that's almost like the equivalent of the greatest. That's almost like James Harden. He scores. He's one of the greatest scorers, one-on-one scorers in the NBA. But you don't give him the ball in the last second, or you have somebody else as the primary scorer instead of James Harden. That's pretty much what's been happening with Lonzo Ball pretty much his whole NBA career. One of the greatest facilitators is not in a position to facilitate, and that would change right away with the New York Knicks. That, like I said, that would reunite him with his one of his former teams with the Lakers, and talent that he can grow with. He will automatically make R.J. Barrett better, Kevin Knox better. The trade of Marcus Morris would also open things up for Kevin Knox. Which a lot of people may have forgot, but Kevin Knox will still have a great, bright future. He's a great young talent, and he will benefit exponentially with the addition of Lonzo Ball. Like I said, and also, just I can't speak to how that would benefit Mitchell Robinson. I'm not sure if people don't are not familiar with Mitchell Robinson, but Mitchell Robinson has great potential. He's a 7-footer. He's a high flyer. He blocks shots. He defends. He hustles. He's just a great team player. And I can only imagine what the pick and roll, the lobs, and all that could be with those two. I believe Lonzo makes the Knicks offense jump right away, because we're missing a point guard. We need a pure point, and right now we don't have that. Right off the bat, if you go to and with the coaching staff that'll be coming in, because the Knicks is going to have a whole new coaching staff at the end of this season, possibly new front office, but I don't think it'll be a whole complete front office. It's possibly just going to be a new coaching staff, you know. But now you look at the deal, how it works for New Orleans. I feel right away you get what you're looking for defensively that you may feel like they've lacked. With Lonzo and really with that whole team. That whole team just needs to play better defense. So you get a guy like Frank Ntilikina, who's an elite perimeter defender right away. That possibly makes him one of the best defensive backcourts in the league with Frank Ntilikina and Drew Holiday. Frank doesn't necessarily need the ball, so I think Drew Holiday will work better with a Frank Ntilikina instead of Lonzo, who's pretty much kind of needs the ball to kind of do some of the things that he needs. That's what the trade to New York will open up for him. Also, you're getting a Dennis Smith Jr., who scores the ball pretty well for you. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I believe it's either Dennis Smith Jr. or is just going to be Frank and Marcus Morris in the second round pick, or it's going to be Frank, Dennis Smith, and Marcus Morris. So it's almost like they're kind of working out the framework of that deal, but that deal is on the table and it's imminent. I'm telling you, it could happen at any given moment. Like I said, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that trade. Like that. If we want to talk about Dennis Smith Jr., that automatically gives them that scoring that the New Orleans may have be looking for, that they feel like they may be lacking. With Lonzo, a more of a guy that scores off rip, not so much off of rhythm. Dennis Smith can just, he's like a microwave. He could just get jumping right away. So Lonzo's more of rhythm, pace, flow. So that's that. So any of those components are kind of altered or screwed. That's gonna cause deficiencies in his play. So that's just something to monitor. And then you talk about Marcus Morris, that gives them a guy who a great one-on-one scorer, possibly a clutch player, a go-to guy in the fourth. A guy who can really relieve pressure off everybody. Zion Williamson and also Drew Holiday. And find guys like J.J. Redick, because Marcus Morris in the post, he can cause double teams. I'm not sure if people know about Marcus Morris. He's really played well with the Knicks, even though it hasn't resulted in the standings. But Marcus Morris has been a great player for the Knicks. He's been a go-to scorer. A guy that they lean on. Yeah, he'll fit great in New Orleans. So, y'all let me know. And Etwan Moore, he automatically helps the Knicks shooting. So it's just something to monitor, you know. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. You know, this was a great hot topic for the table, man. I want you to definitely hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. You know, I appreciate the people that's rocking with me. Definitely donate to this channel. You know, I'm gonna put the link in the merch. I'm gonna put a link in the description box. And also support the merchandise store at pexoticshop.com. Have all those links. We got bomber jackets and sweatsuits, 4 different colorways. The first 2 customers will receive $10 off. The sweatsuits is $85. The first 2 will be $75. So y'all get back with me. It's Flight Sports TV. I'm bringing more videos to the table. Get back with me.